Hello. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the clown of the sea. So if you're ready to get started, let's get to the video. The auk family includes small seabirds like puffins. Both the North Atlantic and North Pacific Oceans have them, as well as locations including Iceland, Norway, Alaska, Colombia, and the UK. They are certainly among of the cutest birds around and are renowned for their colorful bills and distinctive black and white appearance. They are remarkably well suited to their life at sea due to their prodigious swimming and diving abilities. But there is much more to discover about them, such as where they nest, how they raise their offspring, and what their adoring moniker is. There are 4 types of puffins: horned puffins, tufted puffins, rhinoceros auklets, and Atlantic puffins. The first 3 are members of the Fratercula genus and are found in the northern Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Anatomically speaking, the rhinoceros auklet, which belongs to the genus Cerorhyncha, differs somewhat from puffins in appearance. From Alaska to central California, the western coast of North America is home to the auklets. About 60% of puffins in the world reside on or close to Iceland. Along Canada's east coast, Atlantic puffins congregate on small islands to build their nests. From the Hudson Bay and the Hudson Strait in Nunavut in the north to Nova Scotia and New Brunswick in the south, these colonies can be found. During the winter, they go far offshore to hunt. Puffins can be seen all around the UK coastline. However, they are most frequently found close to their nesting colonies in the northeast of England, the Orkney Islands, and the north of Scotland. Along the west coast, which runs from the southern Isles of Scilly to Wales, across Ireland and Northern Ireland, and over the Irish Sea to Scotland's west coast, you can also view puffins. The Westman Islands, Vestmannaeyjar, which are close to Iceland's mainland, are home to the country's biggest breeding colony. But Iceland is well known for its population of Atlantic puffins, and nesting colonies are scattered all over its mountainous coastline. Puffins have lifelong relationships, and mating pairs stay together for the duration of their lives. Every year, for months on end, during the breeding season, pairs that have been separated by thousands of miles reunite at the same burrow. In order to eliminate extra salt from their blood through their nostrils, puffins have unique glands behind their eyes that filter out excess salt. They may stay at sea indefinitely without the need for freshwater resources thanks to their adaptability. Puffins construct their nests in rocks or even by excavating tunnels and constructing them on the ground. Puffin Island is a name that describes 8 different locations worldwide. Thousands of puffins congregate in colonies on the islands and shores of the North Atlantic Ocean in the spring and summer to breed. They use their beaks and paws to dig their holes, or burrows. In order to protect them from predators, they prefer to dig their burrows in the ground or between rocks on steep cliffs. The tunnels reach a depth of 1 meter. Every year, puffins only produce 1 egg at a time. Each parent accepts parental accountability. Both parents alternate incubating the egg and caring for the puffling, similar to how some penguins do. The puffling eats mostly on fish and grows quickly while spending the majority of its day within the burrow. It becomes completely fledged after 36 to 45 days, travels out to sea, and stays away from shore for a while. A baby puffin is called a puffling. Pufflings spend the first 6 weeks of their life, after hatching, in the protection of their nest, which is hidden from predators in an underground burrow, or occasionally in a rock fissure. A puffin bringing fish back to its nest is a surefire sign that it has a chick because the parents will bring it fresh fish to eat multiple times throughout the day. The puffling starts off as a little black ball of fluff, but it quickly expands and begins to develop feathers. When it is ready to leave the nest, it has feathers much like its parents, but it is smaller, doesn't yet have the colorful beak, and its legs are gray instead of orange. It is also covered in plumage just like its parents. Puffins can fly well. they are capable of accelerating to 55 miles per hour. More puffins have been captured on camera or in motion pictures on land or water than in the air because of how quickly they fly. They have been observed cruising at a height of about 30 feet. Although puffins are extremely agile underwater, they struggle with flying in the air. Since their wings are so short, they must beat them 400 times every minute merely to maintain flight. However, they have the most difficulty landing. Due to their propensity to crash land, if you didn't already think puffins were adorable, you now surely do. Puffins can actually tumble across the grass at other times and just crash into the sea at other times, frequently knocking over any other puffins that are in their path. They fly underwater by using their wings, steering with their feet. Puffins are expert divers who can descend to depths of 60 meters while traveling in search of food. Puffins must be able to swim in order to catch their meal since they are seabirds that eat zooplankton and small fish. But one of the most amazing things about them is that they swim by moving like birds. Puffins are most adapted for swimming because of their small wings. While submerged, they flap them to move forward while controlling their direction with their feet. Puffins have exceptionally good swimming abilities and can even dive 200 feet beneath the surface in quest of food. Puffins actually live the majority of their life at sea, sitting on the waves and bobbing up and down. They stay at sea for around 8 months in total, coming back to land just to nest in the spring before going back to the sea once more in the summer when the young have fledged. Puffins are actually solitary birds when they are at sea, despite the fact that they breed in colonies on land. They are also almost completely silent at sea, but during the breeding season, they are tremendously loud when on land. When they are on the water, it would be simple to assume that they are a sitting target for predators, but their look gives them excellent concealment. Their light underside makes them hard to see from underneath as they mix in with the light coming from above, while their black upper hue conceals them from aerial predators as they blend in with the dark water. Puffins may only weigh about 1 pound, yet to maintain their health, these small carnivorous seabirds need to eat roughly 40 small fish daily. The Atlantic puffin is a piscivorous carnivore. Although occasionally consuming shrimp, other crustaceans, mollusks, and polychaete worms, bristle worms, especially in more coastal waters, their diet consists nearly completely of fish. Their tiny pufflings, who are fully dependent on their parents for nourishment, must also be fed. Puffins have special spikes on their palates called denticles that help them catch fish and hold the fish in place while they search for more. They may bring back an average of 10 fish per trip by piercing the fish against their denticles with their thorny mouths. Puffins have a special hinge on their beaks that permits the top half and the bottom half to meet at varied angles rather than slicing only straight up, making them one of the few birds that can carry many small fish crosswise in their beaks. The puffin can hold the fish in place against the palate spine with its rough tongue while opening its beak to catch additional fish. Although they typically only stay down for around 30 seconds, puffins are capable of diving for up to a minute. They look to fly while they are underwater and use their wings to steer themselves while using their feet as rudders. They are capable of 60-meter deep dives. They often don't venture farther than about 10 miles from shore during the breeding season, preferring to graze in shallow waters around the breeding colony. When diving, Atlantic puffins frequently catch multiple fish while holding them crosswise in their beak. The roof of their mouths and their tongues have spines that point backward to keep the fish in place. Adult puffins typically return to the same cliffs where they first appeared during mating season and build their burrows on grassy slopes. Even though puffins may build their own burrows, they frequently occupy those dug by rabbits instead, pecking and ejecting the previous resident. A puffin's noise, which is something like to a cow's moo, may surprise you when you encounter one perched on a seabird cliff. The deep growling sounds made by puffins. Puffins interact with one another through body language. A puffin in a rage stamps its feet and smiles widely. The 19 to 25 in, 28 to 30 centimeters, Wingspan of Atlantic puffins, which are small, black and white birds with stocky bodies and short wings that are designed for swimming. Following the end of the breeding season, their broad, triangular beaks and legs turn bright orange in the summer but turn dull grey in the winter. On the IUCN's Red List of Endangered Species, Atlantic puffins are classified as vulnerable. Puffin populations are dwindling, and they are no longer found in many of the places they once did. The biggest dangers are pollution from oil spills, the introduction of predators, hunting, overfishing, and unrestricted tourism, which can impede everyday tasks like feeding young and interrupt puffin nesting. The Manx shearwater, formerly known as Manx puffins, has the Latin name Puffinus puffinus. Sadly, the Manx puffin was given that name because the word puffin was used to describe the fatty and salted meat of seabirds. Due to the fact that it nests in a burrow like the Manx shearwater, the Atlantic puffin was given its name considerably later. Due to their small size, puffins are frequently harassed by bigger birds and animals. It is well known that great skua disturb them, occasionally hunting them down for food, and frequently taking their food. They are also preyed upon by black-backed gulls, and they are consumed by land-based predators like cats, dogs, stoats, and rats. Thankfully, puffins are no longer considered food by people in the UK and most other nations. Sometimes known as the clown of the sea, the Atlantic puffin is an iconic species. Puffins got their name because of their distinct appearance. Their downy feathers make them appear puffed. The nicknames clowns of the sea and sea parrots are appearance-based, as well. Both are references to the bird's colourful facial markings and beaks. But now, if you don't want to miss something, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.